For decades, Uganda's agriculture and industrial potential lay dormant. The Agro-Industrialization Programme seems to have ignited the spark to revolutionize and commercialize agriculture. The Agro-Industrialization Programme is more than a policy. It is the national blueprint designed to transform subsistence farming into a robust commercial engine for growth. The change is now measured in billions of shillings. Agriculture exports recently surpassed the national target, earning the country over $3,673,910 billion in critical foreign exchange. Through targeted improvements in storage and post-harvest handling, Uganda is winning the fight against waste and saving countless tons of produce that were wasted in the field. The Agriculture Credit Facility is empowering farmers and entrepreneurs, fueling the expansion from small holdings to large-scale, sustainable businesses. Value addition is transforming the economy with new factories dedicated to processing everything from coffee and tea to meat, fish, and dairy. Research and innovation are delivering disease-resistant crops, more productive animal genetics, and improved seeds for critical commodities like coffee, oilseeds, and vegetables.
We have invested heavily in disease and pest control, and our products now are safe. We are able to access different distant markets. We have also put money in mechanization. You are much aware that we have opened much bigger arable land that we never used to have. We have now encouraged the use of fertilizer, so we are producing more for our food and nutrition security and the surplus for our farmers' incomes.
This is the Agro-Industrialization Programme, the blueprint for a prosperous future.
The Agro-Industrialization Programme combines agriculture with industrialization. In a single word, value addition. Now, instead of exporting primary commodities, to be able to export value-added commodities. Now, what the Agro-Industrialization Programme is doing is to ensure that we add value to the primary products that we produce.
Dairy is a strategic pillar. Production has soared to an incredible 5.4 billion litres per annum. Milk exports in 2024 earned Uganda $285.5 million. It is the results of a deliberate scientific strategy. Investments in processing and cold chain infrastructure are drastically cutting post-harvest losses. With the swift containment of a recent foot and mouth disease outbreak, through massive national vaccination and the development of the new anti-tick vaccine factory designed to end costly tick-borne diseases, the future of the herd is being secured by science and swift action.
This vaccine presents a saving to the farmers because they are not going to be investing a lot more money in managing ticks and tick-borne diseases, but at the same time, it presents sustainability and environmental safety issues because the vaccine is not associated with polluting the environment, it's not associated with killing other non-target insects, it's only targeting on building the immunity of the animals to protect itself against tick and tick-borne diseases. So it is safe to the animal, it is safe to the environment, but also safe to the consumers of animal products.
The government is focusing efforts on the north and east, rehabilitating and setting up milk collection and processing centers and providing better breed support to ensure all regions benefit from this boom.
We are trying to get out from the traditional way of farming to a modern way of farming where we do farming in a smaller space, yet achieving big results, as opposed to having so many cows and having very little income, almost not there at all.
The growth is not just for the large players. Value addition is thriving at the grassroots level. Precious Jothaire in Masindi saw a gap in the market for quality yogurt and dedicated to manufacture it locally. Her Yojo yogurt brand is now a local success. Driven by thousands of entrepreneurs like these, Uganda now boasts 106 milk processing facilities with a total capacity of 5.4 million litres daily. But with over 15 million litres produced daily, the majority is still consumed raw, meaning that there is still massive room for investment and exploitation. This growth will be driven by the export market, and Uganda has already launched its first consignments to the $500 million Algerian market for industrial-grade powered milk. This is a move that would secure an outlet for over a third of the national milk production. There is no denying the Agro-Industrialization Programme has been the driving force behind the coffee roadmap launched by President Museveni in 2017. The roadmap set an ambitious target to earn $1.5 billion in coffee receipts by 2026. This target has been surpassed in 2025, even before the end of the coffee year, earning $2.21 billion. Coffee production has skyrocketed from 3.5 million bags in 2017 to 9.3 million bags now, and is set to hit 10 million bags by the end of the year. Export volumes continue to rise, averaging 7.8 million bags in the fiscal year 2025-2026, up from 6.4 million bags the previous year. The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is confident this will reach 8.2 million bags. The government prioritized coffee as a strategic crop, aiming for Uganda to achieve 20 million 60-kilogram bags by 2030. Already the top coffee producer in Africa, this goal will catapult Uganda among the world's leading coffee producers. The roadmap identified the need to expand the crop into non-traditional coffee growing areas like northern and eastern Uganda.
This financial year, government allocated 60 billion Uganda shillings towards boosting coffee production in non-traditional areas, especially in northern Uganda. This fund is already being used to distribute planting material, to train farmers, to procure inputs like fertilizers.
While the current drive is to increase volume, there is also a concerted policy shift from exporting purely green beans to exporting processed, value-added coffee. The government is investing billions in value addition facilities, supporting entities like the Coffee Consortium and Inspire Africa. Inspire Africa is developing a magnificent coffee park in Tungamo district. Partnering with the Secretariat of Science, Technology and Innovation, they are working on UNBS certification to produce a range of coffee products, including instant coffee.
We have the Russian market, we are going into the Chinese market, we are going to the European market, the American market, yeah. So we have a broad range of foreign markets lined up.
Entrepreneurs believe this shift will allow Uganda to surpass the $2 billion currently earned from green bean exports, potentially reaching $5 billion per annum through value addition. In addition to the export drive, the government is keen to encourage local coffee consumption. Farmers' groups are being supplied with roasting equipment to process, grind, and package coffee for the domestic market. Cocoa is a strategic crop in Uganda, recognized as a key driver for the nation's Agro-Industrialization Programme. What was once a low-volume crop has expanded significantly, becoming a major export earner and a vital source of livelihood for thousands of smallholder farmers. Uganda's cocoa is now the country's fourth biggest commodity export, following coffee, tea, and fish. This growth trajectory is impressive. In 2018, exports were 30,000 metric tons, earning $101 million. By 2024, exports have more than doubled to to 72,545 metric tons of cocoa beans valued at $620.76 million. Uganda's cocoa is highly sought after globally for its organic nature and quality, commanding high demand. The country currently ranks 12th in global and 5th in African cocoa production. Cocoa production, first introduced during the colonial era, has been successfully reinvigorated. The major production hub is Bundibujo district, accounting for around 70% of the national output. Other key growing areas include Bweyikwe, Mukono, Masindi, Kasese, and several new frontiers like Mayuge. As part of the expansion into new areas, Mayuge district is emerging as a new cocoa frontier. Ngobi Patrick started growing cocoa in 2013 as a social security safeguard for retirement. He has since expanded to over 10 acres.
I decided on cocoa, not coffee, because as you can see this plant here, cocoa is throughout the year, provided you get enough rain. You get the whole year production.
With over 200 known cocoa varieties in Uganda, agriculture experts like Paul Waube are crucial in advising new farmers on selecting the most commercially profitable varieties that yield big pods and premium prices. Cocoa beans are purchased by exporting companies like Esco Uganda Limited, which has been operating for 70 years. Esco buys from key regions including Bundibujo, Kasese, Hoima, and Mayuge, and provides market access and pre-export value addition.
For the farmers, our plea is that they should ferment cocoa so that the cocoa quality can be able to fetch good prices to us. And then we are also requesting them to embrace the cocoa regeneration so that the cocoa quantities can increase.
Kite Industries in Wobulenzi Luwero district demonstrates local value addition by roasting beans to produce cocoa powder used in foods, beverages, dairy, baking, drinks, and cosmetics, cocoa mass for making chocolate, and cocoa butter. Before processing, beans must meet standards, particularly a moisture content of 8%, very dry. The factory then sorts and roasts the beans.
All our products are marketed under our brand name called Ansen Smiteni Cocoa. This is one of them. It is the cocoa powder. It is used for various purposes. It can be used by people in baking industry. The bakers, they use it to flavor different products to have that chocolate cake. So next time you are eating what we call chocolate cake, you just know that it has been flavored by this product.
With its unique flavor profile and organic nature, Uganda is well positioned to become a competitive player in sustainable and traceable cocoa markets, especially as global buyers seek alternatives to West African resources. Uganda's drive for agro-industrialization has placed a bright spotlight on a truly vital sector, fruits and vegetables. The economic contribution is already substantial, with exports of 191,508 metric tons earning the country $102.56 million in 2024-2025. But the aspirations are far higher. HortiFresh, the umbrella body for Uganda's fresh produce and spice exporters, has set an ambitious target to see that volume reach $1 billion per annum by 2030.
Horticulture plays a very critical role in Uganda's economy, particularly because we employ up to 70% of the total workforce in the country. Our contribution to the GDP is about 24% at the moment. Our exports range between 180 to 200 million, and we have an ambitious goal of increasing this to 1 billion by the year 2030.
Achieving that billion-dollar goal rests entirely on one principle: quality.
So that's why our compliance efforts are across the board, right from the farm, from the inputs as seeds to the farm in terms of production, the post-handling practices, up to when they get into the packing house, where they are graded and sorted, then they're packaged, ready for sale.
Export markets, especially in Europe, demand strict adherence to standards. Failure to comply results in interceptions, rejected shipments, which can ruin Uganda's reputation and lead to massive market loss.
The agreements for export are not done between individuals and the country. They are done between countries and countries. And so we are expected to be able to facilitate people through ensuring that the things they export, we can check them. The onus is on us squarely.
To protect this precious trade, the sector, working with the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, MAIF, is tightening controls.
On a regular basis, we meet the growers and the exporters to build their capacity about meeting phytosanitary standards of the country to which they want our products to go as exports. And they are now able to understand good agricultural practices. They are able to do scouting of their places of production, to be able to identify any pest of quarantine importance, to take necessary measures so that our products go without any pests or any risk of spreading pests or diseases.
Meet Christine Nachijoba, a dedicated vegetable producer operating in Luero and Mukono districts. Her specialty is high-value commodities like garden eggs and chilies. By doing things right and adhering to all regulations, Christine Nachijoba has built an exemplary track record, consistently exporting to Europe without a single interception. The final, crucial step before export takes place is the pack house. This is where produce is given its final checks, sorting and packaging. YTBM Afrofruits is one such company, a fresh fruit and vegetable export farm that has been in business since 2002, packing and exporting roughly 12 tons per week to markets across the EU, USA, Canada, and the Middle East. They represent the peak of compliance.
We conduct farm visits, weekly farm visits before an order is given to the farmer to deliver produce to our pack house. The agronomist should have been on that farm to ensure that the product is of quality, to ensure that the product is free of pests, to ensure that the documentations are available of that product, the scouting records, the spray records, and finally the harvest inspection records.
Meeting the stringent quality standards and maximum pesticide residue limits of high-end markets like the EU is a constant struggle which has previously led to rejections. Smallholder farmers often lack access to effective modern pest management. Despite these hurdles, the potential for expansion is enormous. Uganda's green gold is poised to become one of its most valuable exports. The future of Uganda's fresh produce sector is bright. It requires continuous collaboration, investment, and unwavering commitment to quality. The oilseed sector is a strategic pillar of Uganda's agriculture development, particularly in the northern and eastern regions. It is viewed as a critical commodity for transitioning smallholder farming from subsistence to commercial agriculture. The main driver for developing oilseeds like soybean, sunflower, simsim, and ground nuts is the massive domestic demand for vegetable oil. Total annual demand is 450,000 metric tons. Local production is only still 100,000 metric tons from oil palm and oil seeds. The bulk of the demand is met through costly imports of crude palm oil and other vegetable oils, highlighting a significant and immediate opportunity for local production growth.
Most of the arable land in our country can actually grow oilseeds. So the government injected over $150 million promote this oilseed sector so that we can reduce on the import bill.
To aggressively tackle the supply deficit, the government has launched major initiatives like the National Oilseeds Project. Its goal is to accelerate commercialization and achieve inclusive rural transformation through the sustainable development of the oilseed sector. The aim is to improve the livelihoods of 120,000 smallholder households across 81 districts, focusing primarily on the northern and northeastern regions. Key components include support for the oilseed value chain development and essential market linkage infrastructure, including road rehabilitation. The project expects to add 156,000 metric tons to the national production and mobilize 4,500 farmer groups to cultivate some 960,000 acres annually. This is supported by the provision of 200 tractors for large-scale mechanization. A key component of the NOSP is the establishment of a robust, traceable seed multiplication system exemplified by groups like the Alito Joint Farmers Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited in Korle District. With its 16,800 members, the society has engaged 300 trained farmers to multiply seeds in mother gardens with foundation seed sourced from Makerere University. Samples are sent to the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries for inspection and certification. Seeds must be uniform, fully sorted, and meet the recommended germination percentage. The fisheries sector, encompassing both capture and farmed fish, is vital to thousands of Ugandan households. However, total national fish production is declining, currently standing at 727,034 metric tons in 2024. Capture fisheries accounts for 80% of the current production sourced from Uganda's lakes, rivers, and swamps. But this level of production is insufficient to sustain a vibrant export market and meet the needs of a rapidly growing domestic population. The decline in captured fish is primarily due to overfishing using unsustainable methods and the degradation of natural water bodies. To meet the nutritional demands of a growing population, the government of Uganda has set an ambitious target to increase fish production to 1.7 million tons by 2030. Uganda is a net exporter of fishery products, while significant volumes of captured Nile perch are exported to premium markets like the European Union. Farmed fish are currently not exported to the same extent. The National Fisheries Resources Research Institute, NAFIRI, under the National Agriculture Research Organization, NARO, is key to driving the sector forward.
As a country, we are challenged with issues of quality inputs, to mention fish seed and fish feed. And in each of these, for example, we have come up with feed formulations that will help address the issues of feed. And then, of course, for the seed, we are looking at improving the genetics of our farmed fish, especially catfish and tilapia, so that we are reducing on the amount of time these are taking to actually mature and sell by the farmer.
A growing number of Ugandans are participating in the farmed fish value chain as farmers, hatchery operators, and fish feed producers. AF Fish Farm in Hoima District is an egg-to-plate operation focusing on tilapia. The proprietor, Rashid Asimwe, maintains a brood stock of 8,000 females to produce eggs, which are hatched into fingerlings for supply across the country and region. It has 18 cages on Lake Albert, consuming 400,000 fingerlings monthly.
We were overwhelmed by the production. We decided to start cage fish farming on Lake Albert, such that whenever we have excess of the fingerlings, we stock it for grow out. And that's how we started the grow out.
Established in 2006, Chikota Integrated Farm in Serere District specializes in catfish and tilapia fingerling production to meet demand in the Teso region and beyond. The farm adopted an aquaculture recirculating system for nursing catfish to address significant losses encountered with traditional pond rearing. The farm has an installed capacity to produce 3.5 million tilapia fingerlings and 2 million catfish fingerlings per year.
We started breeding tilapias in the ponds, and the survival rates were low. And we changed to now harvesting the eggs from the broodstock and hatching them inside this facility. We constructed this greenhouse. And basically what is good here is the temperature maintenance, constants in the temperature, and also it shields off the young ones from the predators.
The cost and quality of fish feed is the most critical challenge in Ugandan aquaculture, accounting for up to 60% of an enterprise's running costs. Quality fish feed often needs to be imported, making it costly, and local feeds frequently lack the appropriate protein content. NAFIRI is conducting concerted research to find alternative protein sources. Black soldier fly larvae has shown promising results as a tangible and major source of protein. Tilapia MIG Fish Feed Limited in Jinja, initially a fish farm, transitioned into the feed value chain in 2021 to solve its own challenge of finding quality feed. The company now produces high-protein feed for its own cage farms and supplies the surplus across the eastern region.
We got a challenge of scarcity of fish feeds. That's when we prompted to introducing our fish feeds factory. For the last 2 years, we've been using our own fish feeds because of its good quality.
The high demand for export quality capture fish means that farmed fish has become the obvious and essential choice for supplying the huge domestic demand for tilapia and catfish. Across the green landscapes of Uganda, a quiet revolution is buzzing. Apiculture, or beekeeping, is emerging as a golden opportunity for livelihoods and exports. With its vast natural resources, the country is tapping into the sweet potential of the bee. Currently, over 1.5 million Ugandans are involved in beekeeping and its value chains, contributing to 21,505 tons of honey produced in 2024. But the potential to expand production and employ many more is huge. Recognizing this potential, a 2001 government study highlighted the need for organization. 2 years later, the Uganda National Apiculture Development Organization, TUNADO, was born. The umbrella body coordinates, trains, promotes, and supports the entire sector. Its membership stands at 125,000 beekeepers organized into 500 groups, cooperatives, and companies. Beekeeping is truly an enterprise for everyone, and like other agriculture, it's not capital intensive to start, and one can begin earning within 3 to 6 months. More than just a crop, it's a quick pathway to economic independence. And the sector now offers more than just the golden liquid. There is now propolis, beeswax, bee brood, and more. Taking part in the drive for commercial scale is McBee Honey Company Limited. Since 2019, it has rapidly expanded, operating in Rubirizi, Gulu, and Kampala. They employ 200 young people and work with a network of 4,500 contracted beekeepers, providing them with training and technical support to ensure raw material quality. McBee is focused on the export market, but first they must address the issue of quantity and consistent supply.
This year, launching a 1 million hive campaign. This is to empower the local farmers to be able to produce more quantities, to be able to produce quality, to be able to produce the quantity that we are able to sell out.
In the far northwest, a different story of innovation is playing out. Arua West Bee Product Enterprise Limited began a women's association transforming raw materials from terego, koboko, and yumbe into a diverse range of honey products. Their products include processed and crystallized honey, shea nut jelly made with beeswax, propolis, and even fermented honey wine.
I want to thank the government of Uganda and Ministry of Trade for organizing for us a confederation that is allowing us to sell our products within East Africa. Last year I was in South Sudan.
Uganda's honey is renowned for its high quality and organic nature. Thanks to government vigilance in testing and maintaining standards, Uganda is one of only 4 developing countries authorized to export bee products to the highly demanding European market. This is a tremendous feat.
When it comes to National Residue Monitoring Plan, the government pays a lot of money every year to ensure that the honey samples are collected all over the country, tested, and once they are tested, we have always passed the analysis. That's why Uganda is among only the 4 countries in third world countries listed to export bee products to Europe.
But progress is hampered by significant challenges. Deforestation threatens the bees' natural habitat. Access to finance for value addition is difficult, and high taxes on packaging materials raise costs. Small farmers also lack essential, affordable inputs like modern hives, bee suits, and smokers. Despite the need for increased government support in areas like equipment and inputs, the sector has made remarkable progress, achieving important substitution. The potential for further growth, increased production, and value chain development is incredibly high. A golden future truly waiting to be unlocked. On the crop side, the process of mechanization is rolling out across the entire country, with 18 mechanization centers being established, disaggregated into service hubs at the district or community level. This decentralization will ensure farmers can access equipment, repairs, and servicing, bringing about greater efficiency and stemming crucial post-harvest losses.
Mechanization and irrigation is the core, what government is now taken as flagships of investments. Because if you look at irrigation now, current rain is unpredictable and it is erratic. So the best way to support the community or to support agriculture is through irrigation.
Crucially, the extension service has evolved. It is no longer about simply telling farmers what to do, but about empowering them with the scientific and organizational knowledge to understand why they must do it, cementing agriculture as a serious business.
When we took on the value chain approach, it meant that you needed now to train the farmers to understand that it's not, they should, as they are producing, they must also think about the market.
A lot has been achieved, attested to by stakeholders across the land. But this is not the finish line. It is still a work in progress. The potential for Uganda's economy to grow tenfold is still enormous, waiting for the right investment and exploitation. This means even more opportunities for agricultural exports to growing markets like the United Arab Emirates, which already imports a range of Uganda produce.
Our total exports were $1.35 billion US, but 50% of these were precious metals led by gold. And then the 50% are the agricultural products. Agricultural products, we are talking of coffee, we are talking about tea, honey, then food and fruits. When we talk about food and fruits, here we are looking at avocado as number one, sweet potatoes, pepper, pineapples, all those. But since they were 50% of 1.35 billion US dollars, it means that the market for the agricultural products last year to the UAE was valued at 675 million US dollars.
The success of the Agro-Industrialization Programme has been critical in laying the groundwork, transforming subsistence farming into a competitive source of raw materials for industrial growth. For Uganda to make the great leap to achieve this ambitious transformation, it will require sustainable vigilance, continuous investment, and a collective commitment from every farmer, processor, and investor. The seeds of change have been sown. Now, the time has come to harvest the full golden potential of the Pearl of Africa.